Hello everyone, and welcome back to Healing Her Sacred Light. As you can see by the title, in today's video, we are going to be discussing a topic within our womb attacks series, and that is the dark history of obstetrics. In part 1, we uncovered how obstetrics was built, how birth was taken from women, how authority replaced intuition, and how control was justified in the name of progress. We exposed how ego, pride, and so-called expertise led to the unnecessary deaths of hundreds of thousands of women. Let's continue to remove the veil. This is part 2. Let's get started. We cannot understand the modern maternal mortality crisis without understanding how the foundation of gynecology was built. Let's speak the name of the man often called the father of modern gynecology, J. Marion Sims. When the medical world mentions Sims, they speak of a brilliant pioneer. They fail to mention that his genius was bought with the blood of enslaved Black women who could not say no. In the 1840s, these women were not viewed as patients. They were viewed as property. Sim used their bodies as living laboratories to build his fame. Sims built a small experimental hospital behind his home in Montgomery, Alabama, a backyard laboratory designed specifically for operations on enslaved women suffering from vesico-vaginal fistulas. And this is an abnormal connection between the bladder and the vagina, most often caused by prolonged obstructed labor. In Sims' time, this injury was far more common, not because of medical mystery, but because of cruel conditions, lack of timely obstetric care, chronic poor nutrition, and the brutal realities of slavery itself. So in that makeshift operating room, there was no anesthesia, no sterilization, no consent, and no humanity. For 4 years, Sims performed repeated invasive surgeries on these women. Lucy was one of the first enslaved women, nearly dying from an infection caused by a procedure Sims invented on the fly. Betsey, another enslaved woman, endured repeated experimental surgeries, her suffering largely undocumented. And then there was Anarcha, only 17 years old. Anarcha was operated on over 30 times. Imagine it, 30 surgeries, screaming, bleeding, and fainting, all without a drop of anesthesia. Sims didn't work alone. He forced the other enslaved women to hold their sisters down while he carved into them. Anesthesia existed at the time. Sims knew about it, but he refused to use it on them. He wrote that Black women did not feel pain the same way white women did. This lie, that Black bodies do not feel pain, was forged on Anarcha's surgical table. So when Sims finally perfected his procedure and moved to New York to treat wealthy white women, guess what? He used anesthesia. So the message was clear. White pain matters. Black pain is a tool for progress. Sims was showered with honors. He became the president of the American Medical Association, and a statue of this man stood in Central Park until 2018. For over a century, the world walked past a man who built his legacy on the torture of Black women and called it heroism. His success was built on the endurance of Anarcha, the suffering of Lucy, and the body of Betsey. And while his name was carved in stone, their names were nearly erased. This isn't just a sad story from the past. It is the very foundation of the modern American birth system. We see the direct consequences of this original sin in the statistics today. In the United States, Black women are roughly 2.6 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications than white women. This is not biology. It is not genetics. It is a lineage of medical racism that teaches providers to dismiss, ignore, and undertreat the pain of Black mothers. The devaluation of Black life that began on Anarcha's surgical table continues quietly, routinely, every single day. Stay tuned for part 3.